want to give you the Wood estate as a parting gift.
Are you about to kill yourself? What's happening?
In the third season of Dead to Me, what will happen to Jen, Judy, Ben, and the others? If you've already binge-watched Dead to Me Season 2, you're probably wondering if you'll ever learn what happens after that tense cliffhanger. Jen, Christina Applegate, and Judy, Linda Cardinelli, were involved in a hit-and-run vehicle accident towards the end of Season 2, in which the perpetrator drove away, leaving both ladies injured. The driver of the second vehicle was none other than Steve's twin brother, Ben, James Marston, who had started dating Jen this season. Netflix's famous dark comedy has been officially renewed for a third season, indicating that we all want to know what happens next. Plus, with 4 Emmy nominations in 2020, the show's next chapter has a lot riding on it. Here's all we know about Dead to Me Season 3 thus far. And here are 10 things to expect in Dead to Me Season 3. And by the way, make sure to click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our engaging videos, and use that trigger finger by smashing that like button. Now, let's get into it. Number 1, Season 3 will be the final season of the show. Yes, the third season of Dead to Me will be the final one. Showrunner Liz Feldman said in a statement to Deadline that Dead to Me is exactly the program I wanted to make as the series comes to a close. Telling a story about pain and loss has pushed me as an artist and healed me as a human, she continued. Christina and Linda, my partners in crime and lifelong friends, as well as our incredibly gifted writers, cast, and crew, will always be in my debt. I'm grateful to Netflix for their early support of Dead to Me, and I'm excited to continue working with them. This was the finest way to tie up the story of these women. Applegate said in a tweet in response to the news, she went on to clarify that production hasn't started yet, but that the team will return as soon as it's safe to do so. Number 2. What happens in the aftermath of the vehicle accident? Judy and Jen are run off the road by Ben, who has just discovered his brother's body buried in the woods, on their way back after buying a shiny new automobile for Charlie, Sam McCarthy. Ben has been drinking and flees after the crash. He'll almost certainly play a key role in Season 3 then. While it's unclear whether he believes Jen and Judy had anything to do with Steve's disappearance, he has had hints. Ben is aware that Jen spoke to Steve prior to his disappearance, and Karen, Susie Nakamura, Jen's next-door neighbor, believes it was Ben who she spotted in Jen's yard the night of the murder. He'll almost certainly play a key role in Season 3 then. While it's unclear whether he believes Jen and Judy had anything to do with Steve's disappearance, he has had hints. Ben is aware that Jen spoke to Steve prior to his disappearance, and Karen, Susie Nakamura, Jen's next-door neighbor, believes it was Ben who she spotted in Jen's yard the night of the murder. He'll almost certainly play a key role in Season 3 then. While it's unclear whether he believes Jen and Judy had anything to do with Steve's disappearance, he has had hints. Number 3. Is Jen killed in the car crash? There's no way. Christina Applegate is such an integral component of the show that it would be impossible to continue without her. However, she bears the brunt of the crash's impact, and she falls asleep behind the wheel shortly after Ben collides with them. She wakes up at the end of the episode and asks Judy what happened. When Judy tells her they were hit, the answer was the standard, "Oh shit." Number 4. The story has been approved by Netflix. Fans may expect the plot of Dead to Me Season 3 to be just as intriguing as the previous seasons. Just presented all of the Dead to Me Season 3 to my partners at Netflix, and they're excited, and I'm excited, and I can't believe they're going to let me tell this story, Feldman wrote on Twitter in September 2020. Well, it's unclear what the plot will be. It's evident that Feldman is dedicated to bringing the program to a close in the best way possible. There was a time when we were in production of Season 2 when the end of the show came to me very strongly, so I know the story that I have to tell, and Season 3 feels like it, Feldman said in a July interview with Deadline. Number 5. What does Charlie know? Steve's car was his mother's possession. He knows. She claims he gave it to her as payment for a deal that didn't work out, and that it was burned after they abandoned it on the side of the road. She explains that they can't inform the cops about the automobile or that it wasn't Steve driving it because they'd have to reveal that Charlie was behind the wheel, which would prevent him from obtaining a driver's license. It's some rapid thinking on the woman's part, which they got away with at the time. Later, Charlie confronts his mother, who persuades him not to press further by saying she's afraid and that Steve was engaged with some shady characters. But Charlie is plainly suspicious. But how long that will persist is another matter entirely. Number 6. Will all the cast return in Season 3? Both Applegate's Jen and Cardellini's Judy are expected to return for Season 3. Jen, on the other hand, appeared to be badly hurt in the Season 2 conclusion, which could have major ramifications for all the characters in a possible Season 3. Given his role in the final car's disaster, it's possible that Steve's semi-identical twin brother Ben, who is also played by James Marsden, will return. Furthermore, because Steve's body was discovered in the same episode, there will very certainly be drama surrounding his death. Number 7. Is Jen going to prison? Jen surrendered to Agent Perez and attempted to show her where Steve's body was buried, but she was unable to do so. Jen makes a full confession to Perez, but on the way back to the station, Perez changed his mind and advises Jen to go home to her children. Based on evidence from the tape recorder in Steve's bag that Judy passes to Nick, Brandon Scott, the corrupt Chief Hastings, Jerry Burns, who is working with the Greek Mafia, and Steve has been arrested. And as Nick points out to Hastings, it appears far more likely on paper that his death would be at the hands of the Greek Mafia than Judy or Jen. Number 8. What happens to Michelle and Judy? Michelle, Natalie Morales, has moved out of the flat she shared with Perez at the end of Season 2 and isn't responding to Judy's texts. When the three of them reunite at the hospital after Michelle's mother has a stroke, Perez tells Michelle some harsh truths. Judy and Michelle's relationship has a bleak future. If Michelle returns, the fact that she is unaware of Judy's convoluted past with Jen, Jen's dead husband, and the now dead Steve would complicate things even more. Oh, and the fact that her ex-husband Perez knows who killed Steve but is currently concealing it adds another layer. Number 9. What's next for Ben in Season 3? Ben accidentally crashed into Judy's, Linda Cardinelli, and Jen's car at the end of Season 2, which they were sitting in only yards from Jen's hard-won stop sign at the scene of her late husband's hit and run. According to Marsden, in Season 3, Ben will be aware that he was involved in a car accident at some point, but he'll be unaware that it was caused by Steve's ex-girlfriend and his current love interest. Number 10. When will Season 3 of Dead to Me be released? In 2021, we might see more Dead to Me episodes. Season 1 debuted at the streaming service in May 2019, followed by Season 2 in May 2020. Therefore, Season 3 could debut in 2021 around the same time. The coronavirus epidemic, on the other hand, has had an impact on future production timetables, and viewers of the show may face an additional delay. We'll be writing for many months, which will buy us some time in terms of commencing production. We're definitely aiming to start at some point in the next 6 months. Feldman told Deadline, July 2020. We'll keep you updated as more information about Dead to Me Season 3 becomes available. What can you say about the 10 things to expect in Dead to Me Season 3? Let us know in the comment section below. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we continue giving you the best contents. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.